signed and the ink is dry, you are now divorced and it's time to shift into your new life. But how do you do that? It comes with no instructions. Post divorce comes with no instructions. And so in this video tonight, I'm going to be talking about how to use your big three in order to shift into your true self post divorce. Okay. And so if you are new to me, to the channel, to any of my content in social media land, my name is Katrice, and I am the natal chart navigator, and I am an intuitive divorce recovery coach, and I teach divorced women I guide you in envisioning your new life post divorce. And then I show you how to use your natal chart in order to set goals and to make life decisions. Okay. And so let's go ahead, let's jump into it. Now, if you are new to my channel or you're new to any of my content, I talk about astrology, and more specifically, how to use astrology within your everyday life. Okay. Um, if you have no idea what astrology is, or you know what it is, but you're kind of like just really trying to just now like get into astrology, you can go here, the link on the screen, and get my free ebook, 3 steps for my 3-step framework for reading natal charts. Okay, just 3 steps. It's a very okay, it didn't do it. Okay, it's okay. Okay, so let's jump into it. Okay, so first of all, we're talking about your big three. Okay, in astrology, your big three is your sun sign, your moon sign, and your rising sign. Okay, and when I first really got into astrology back in 2020, I had no idea what sun sign, what the rising sign or ascendant sign was. Or moon sign. I didn't even know those things exist, but I did know about your sun sign. Okay, I was really big on sun sign astrology. Okay, and so, but those are your big three. Okay, now the sun represents your identity and your soul's expression of purpose in this physical reality. Okay, so example, my sun sign is Virgo. Okay, Virgo energy is a very serving energy. Okay, and so for me, a part of my soul's purpose is to serve people, to serve the people that I am here to serve, which is divorced women. Okay, um, it's your consciousness, and it also shows what you need to feel physically satisfied and successful in life. Okay. Now, the sun is the most powerful planet, as you know, in our solar system. Everything revolves around the sun. Okay, and so the sun sign determines how others see you in some ways. That is also your ascendant sign is as well, has something to do with how others see you. Okay. Now, this governs your individuality, your distinctive style, your drive to fulfill your goals in life. It's the role that you've been given in your life. Okay. And your broad general outline, so to speak. Okay. And so the sun sign is the nucleus of your chart. It's who you are, no matter what sign you're in. Now, this is per Robert Phoenix, which is a really well-known astrologer. Okay. And so the key to life is a balanced relationship between your ascendant sign and your sun sign. Okay. Um, and so your sun sign will shine through your ascendant sign some. Okay. But you have to learn how to integrate the two. Okay. Which is something that we're going to be talking about tonight. Okay. Now, your moon sign. Okay. Your moon sign is the subjective experience of reality through your emotions and your intuition. Okay. It's your emotional expression and the way in which you experience your intuition and whether you trust your intuition or not. Okay. It's also your instincts, your unconscious and subconscious habits, patterns, and cycles. It's also addictions. And the moon rules your memory. Okay. And the placement and aspects to the moon can show how strong your memory is and what you tend to remember most easily. Okay. Receptivity, reflection, and feminine energy and water. Okay. This influence of your moon is a personal influence. So all three of these energies are more personal to you. Okay. They're your personal energies. Okay. Now, sometimes the moons shows the way you are on the inside, but this part of you is intentionally hidden due to your discomfort with this aspect of self. Okay. Now, depending upon what sign your moon is, some people are more uncomfortable with their moon energy than others. Okay. The moon in your birth chart modifies your sun sign through your emotional and subconscious motivations. Okay. And so the moon, along with the sun, has the most obvious physiological influence on you, and one of the strongest influences in your birth chart. Okay. It also rules your circadian rhythms, your menstrual cycle, pregnancy, lactation, feeding patterns, the lymphatic system, and your body fluids. Okay. And now your ascendant sign. Okay. So your ascendant sign is the sign that was rising at the time of your birth, which is why when you're pulling your birth chart, you need to have your exact birth time for your chart to be like accurate. Okay. You can do an a roundabout time, but in order for you to know your true sun sign, rising sign, you need your exact birth time. Okay. And so the rising sign is how you perceive the world. Okay. It's the lens through how you perceive the world and how others perceive you. Okay. And it's an outward projection of our personality, and it's your persona, it's your demeanor and how other people see you, especially upon first impression. Okay. It's like, I always say it as like it's the energy that others perceive. Okay. Now, I didn't start really understanding my rising sign until after I decided to get divorced. And then I started really, and well, after I decided to get divorced, so that was around like 2019. And then moved into 2020 when I really got into astrology. That was when I really started integrating my rising sign. Okay. So, let's get into how you can how to use these energies to shift into your true self. Okay. So, like I was saying, I just now, like back in 2019, 2020, I really started getting into astrology and really reading up and starting to understand the ascendant sign. Okay. Now, when you look at your chart, the ascendant sign is the sign that's on the first house, and the first house represents you, the holder of the chart. Okay. And so when you look at that energy, you want to tap into and embody that energy and become comfortable with that energy. Okay. So example, I am a Leo rising. Okay. Now Leo risings are ruled by the sun. Okay, that's the chart ruler. So the sign, the planet or luminary that rules the sign on your first house is your chart ruler, and it's the most important placement in your chart. Okay, it rules the chart. And so, because it is the ruler of the energy that represents you, okay, represents your physical body, I should say, because the sun sign is your soul, so the physical body, okay. And so I'm a Leo rising, and I'm ruled by the sun. Now, as a Leo rising, one of the things that I started to notice around 2019 was that people would tell me, you have a very regal presence. Um, or one of my favorites was, you look like a diva. Diva? What the hell? Okay, I'm not a diva, but okay. You look like a diva, or you give off the energy that you're stuck up. Okay, that I've heard that a whole lot in my life. And once you get to know me, you'll see I'm totally not stuck up. There's certain things that I just won't participate in or partake in. But I don't judge nobody, do you? I'm just not gonna do it with you, right? But I started really tapping into and understanding why I acted the way I acted, or why I moved the way I moved. Um, Leo energy is the energy of royalty, right? And it's ruled by the sun. And so it's an energy of, it has like a spotlight and a shine to it. And no matter wherever that energy goes, it always stands out, right? Even when it's not trying to. And even if you are a Leo, it doesn't matter what Leo placement you have, but particularly rising, moon, and sun sign Leos definitely have this, just, it doesn't matter where you go, what you do, you just always tend to stand out. It's even when you're not trying, okay? And so knowing this, right? When you start to understand your rising sign, you move differently in the world. You start making decisions that are more aligned to you. So for example, once you understand how people take you, or how they perceive you, you can then start to use that knowledge to move in a way that benefits you, because you start to embody that energy. And once you start to embody that energy, then you start bringing to you start actually showing up in a way that's more authentic to you. And people love to be around authentic people. Okay. And so you first want to tap into that ascendant sign energy, because that's it's more of your outer world. And you want to tap into that in order to align yourself around energies and people that are compatible with you. Because the more authentic you are to you, the more you pull in authenticity to yourself, right? Because remember, everything starts with you. Because if you look at the chart, the first house is you. And so everything starts with you. And so you have to become comfortable with that energy on that first house. Tap into that energy, okay? Because that's you out in the world, okay? And then you move to your sun sign, okay? Now for me, my sun sign is in the sign of Virgo, okay? Virgo energy is a energy that is very it's very analytical. Matter of fact, I just talked about Virgo yesterday. If you have not checked out the Virgo energy video, it was just uploaded yesterday. It was the next video in the planetary series, and so if you have not checked that out, go check it out. Okay. But Virgo energy is a very detail oriented, very analytical, very perfectionistic energy. Okay. Um, and it's an energy that just wants to serve. It is an energy that will put others' needs above itself because it's a very selfless, very serving energy. Okay. Now, when you look at your sun sign, remember the sun sign is your identity and the soul's expression of purpose in this physical reality. So it's how you identify yourself. Okay. So I identify myself as somebody who is compassionate, somebody who is caring, somebody who just wants to help others, see others succeed. I want to be of service to those who I work with, right? You catch people who have Virgo energy, they're like, a lot of them are in the medical field, or they are like uh, financial people, right? Because of that analytical, detail oriented, because Virgo energy is ruled by Mercury, okay? So wherever your sun is, whatever sign your sun is in, that's your soul expression of purpose, right? And so if your sun is in Leo, then your soul's expression of purpose comes out in a Leo way, okay? You're you're one of those people who you're very warm, very generous, very loving, but you're also bold, and you can be dramatic, right? And so your soul's expression of purpose could be for entertainment, but it's also leadership. You could be an amazing leader, right? Leo energy is ruled by the sun. That is a very leadership type energy. It's a very regal energy, right? A very authoritative energy, but not in the same way as Capricorn, because Capricorn is a very authoritative energy as well. Not in the same way as Capricorn. It's a little more people friendly leadership style than Capricorn, right? But it also, your sunshine also shows what you need to feel physically satisfied and successful in life. Okay. So you do have to see where your sun is placed. Okay. Because the house that it's placed in shows what you need to be physically satisfied and successful in life. Now, my son is in the second house. Second house is the house of money, of finances, right? And so for me, I am in. For me, I am in. My son is in the second house, and so in the second house, that's the house of money. I love money. Money is my best friend. Me and money go back a long way, right? And so whenever I'm like, if I don't feel like I have enough money, or I don't feel like I'm earning enough money, I kind of feel down and a little gloomy, right? But say your son is in the fourth house, what you need to feel um, physically satisfied and successful has to do with your home, with your children. Here, hey, with your home, with your children. Children are a part of the home, your family, right? Um, things and sentiments of the home. You might be a home body, right? Now, for me, with my son being in the second house, I am kind of like I can be a workaholic. Um, and so once I looked at my sun sign and I seen where my son was, it started making a lot of sense, and I really started tapping more into that, right? And so merging the sun sign energy and the ascendant energy together. So as a Leo rising, I use when I'm talking to people, when I am interacting with people, I look them, in the eye. I'm very confident when I'm talking to them. Like I'm not looking down and walking around. Now I used to do that. I did used to when I used to walk. When I was younger, I would walk with my head held down. Um, I would do that because I was a little timid, a little nervous. Didn't want to like say the wrong thing, and so as I started to tap more into that, and even when like during my marriage, um I would downplay things, and because I just didn't want to I wanted everything to be harmonious, and I wasn't I wasn't a pushover, but it was more so I didn't want to argue, you know. Um, I didn't want to, I just wanted things to be peaceful. I just wanted everybody to be happy, everything to be good, you know, even if that meant I wasn't. And then it got to a point to where I could no longer be okay with not being okay. Um, and that's when I really started to learn about me and who I was. Okay. And so you have to find the balance between your sun sign and um, your rising sign, so that it can meld together um, harmoniously, right? Now, then the last one is your moon sign. Okay, the moon sign is your emotions. Okay, and when I found out that my moon sign was Sagittarius, it just made a whole lot of sense as to why I did some of the things that I have done in my life. Sagittarius energy is it's fire energy. It's a very blunt energy. It's very bold. Um, it's a very it's a energy of impulse. Okay, very impulsive energy, and it expresses its emotions very impulsively. Okay, um, and but also having my moon in Sagittarius, it made me highly intuitive. It makes me highly intuitive and also highly optimistic, because Sagittarius is ruled by Jupiter, which is the great benefic, which is the biggest planet and the most abundant planet. Okay. And so when I found out that I was a Sagittarius moon, it made sense. And I started tapping into taking more risk, and just knowing that it's all going to work out in the end. And I've always been somebody that's always been like, pretty optimistic. Fire energies are they're very optimistic energy. Okay. They're ruled by this. Leo is ruled by the sun. Sagittarius is ruled by Jupiter. And then Aries is ruled by Mars. Okay. They are energies that are action oriented. They take action, and they just know that it's all going to work out for them. Okay. And so once I started tapping into my moon sign energy, I started taking more risk, but they became more calculated. Um, because I started tapping into, really analyzing things, and not over analyzing, because that can be a trait of Virgo energy. Um, and so I wouldn't say that I over analyzed, but I did start to really analyze things that were going on in my life. And I just started following my gut more. Even though a lot of times the decisions that I would make wouldn't make sense to those outside of me, to me, I knew that they were the right decision because my gut told me so. And because I really leaned into my moon sign energy, I really was able to get my emotions from being scattered and all over the place to centered within myself. Okay. And trusting myself. The one thing I can say about being divorced is that I really learned to trust myself on a deeper, more spiritual level. Like I said, I've always like been intuitive, and I've always, trusted my gut. But going through divorce, it literally is like a death. And so I had to trust myself and become in tune with myself, because, you go from two to one. You get married. You go from one to two when you get married, and then you go from two to one when you get divorced. And I was married for 8 years, but we were together for 11. And so 11 years of being two to now back to one. Hell, I forgot how to be one. And so, it's like when you go from one to two, you got to learn how to be two. And then you go from two to one, and then you got to learn how to be one again. And so tapping into my moon sign energy really helped me to get myself emotionally balanced into who I am, so that no matter whether I got, in another relationship or got remarried or not, I would always be centered in who I am, because I trust myself. I trust my intuition. And so learning your moon sign energy and also the placement of your moon as well is key to you tapping into your true emotional self. And so when you start to really tap into these three energies and really consistently every day tap into these energies and start using these energies within your life, you will see a shift. Okay, you will see a shift in how you move in life. Okay, so to recap, for your ascendant sign, pay attention to when you are out and about, and you're just doing you, right? Pay attention to how people interact with you. Okay, and then use that information to get people to shift the energy so that people interact positively with your energy, right? Learn the positive aspects of, learn the energy, but then tap into the positive aspects of that energy in order to get positive reactions from the outside. Okay. And then your sun sign. Your sun sign is the purpose of your expression. So learn that energy and tap into that energy to really tap into your purpose for this lifetime, right? Tap into what it is that your soul wants to be expressed in this lifetime. Okay. And then your moon sign energy, you tap into that energy in order to get more in tune with your intuition, so that when you are making decisions, you are not just pulling something out of the sky. This is something that you intuitively know is good for you, is what it is that you are supposed to be doing. Even if you don't know how it's going to play out, you know that that is the decision that you are to make, and you make that decision. And you also tap into that energy to become more emotionally balanced, because the moon sign rules your emotions. Okay. um and so um that is how you can use your big three energies, okay, to shift into your true self post divorce. Okay. Now, if you found value in this episode of Astrology After Dark, please do give it a thumbs up. Okay. Give it a thumbs up, because YouTube likes to see that. And also share it out if you know a woman who is um, going through a divorce, or they are divorced, trying to rebuild their lives, trying to reinvent themselves. Share this episode out so that they can find value in as well. Okay. Now, I also would love to hear your comments, your thoughts on the episode. So if you would like to leave a comment here on Understanding You University, we dialogue. This is not a monologue. I'm not talking to you or at you. I'm not talking at you. I'm talking with you. Okay, so we are in conversation. So please do leave your feedback in the comments. Okay, comments, questions, concerns. All right. Now, for more insights or resources, or to book a reading with me, you can go to my link tree right there on the screen. Okay, download the free PDF ebook, the 3-step framework on how to read natal charts. It's a practical guide designed to help you to learn how to read your natal chart and to align with your cosmic profile. Okay, and so also, if you want to get an energy audit with me, and that is where I go over your sun sign, moon sign, rising sign, and your chart ruler, okay, which is the ruler of the sun on the first house. I give you tips on how you can start tapping into those energies to help you to move forward, okay, in rebuilding your life. All right, you can go to my link tree to get that as well. Okay. And so until next time, remember, possibilities are endless. If you can see it in your mind, then you can definitely hold it in your hand. And that should make you smile, because you really do create your own reality. Have a good one.